You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead. Kevin.
I'm 6'5", 250, and trained, so bring that shit on, bitches.
I was listening to Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead last night. I've never really called into Kevin's show or gotten into any banter to him because, to be honest with you, he's way too intellectual for me. I mean, I'm no dummy, but this guy, I don't think I can hang with him verbally in just, discussing the issues. He's a really smart guy.
That's Wes Johnson. Find him at wesjohnson.com. The greatest on-air personality to ever bless the United States of America.
He does a really good show. It's very professionally done. He's on iHeartRadio.
I can sniff out bullies from a mile away, and I love to go after them. I am not alpha male until an alpha male shows up and tries to start bossing me around. That's when the alpha male comes out in me. I'm an alfalfa male. Once an alpha male gets in my face, I'm an alfalfa male. The cowlick pops up on the back of the head.
Every once in a while, you have to go to war.
The pants rise to become high waters. I got my dukes up.
I'm gonna, what do you call it, mute my mic so I don't deafen you, or defecate on you. And, oh shit, he made a poop noise. And then we're gonna...
And I'm ready to rock and roll. Give him a little Jack Johnson, Yeah.
Truth on Tap is now flowing from iHeartRadio. Get your Kierstead fix by Googling Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead. All the truth you can handle running hot on iHeart, Facebook, Spreaker, and more. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth on Tap.
This is Don Imus. You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead. You're going to like it, or I'll kick your ass. Well, if you didn't know, goddammit, you're listening to Truth on Tap. I'm not even going to say the host name. Cracker's done said it 3 or 4 times already. Look, people, I don't give a fuck about me. All right, it's not about me. So I am not going to say my name for a 4th time. If you didn't pick it up the first 3 times, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Even if you did pick it up, it doesn't matter. I'm just another soon-to-be inert carbon life form that's going to be deposited into a box or cremated and shit upon and fed to the billy goats and the ducks. Who cares about all that, I don't care about that. I care about what we can do while we're kicking. 317, let's see, Acidophilus Margarito, the boxer. Yeah, it's not a word, but it is a proper noun. It's a name. And that motherfucker will box occasionally with cornrows. And I've been on the YouTube, and I will not watch Antonio Margarito fight when he's got cornrows because of the exceedingly high retard factor. The man is tall like me, but he's kind of skinny, and he's Hispanic, and he has the goatee, then he does the cornrows. Nope. First of all, I don't know a race that the cornrows really look good on. It looks like, cornrows. Now, if you had some soybean plants coming up between the cornrows, okay, you had a little bit of square foot gardening, you had some tomato plants going on, a little bit of, I'm thinking maybe like radish, whatever would grow there. Then I might say you're a very practical person. You're very pragmatic. You're using your head, quite literally. But don't just do that shit like, look, I'm honoring rows of corn with my hairstyle, you fucking idiot. The fuck out of here. I hope you get knocked out. That's why your ass got knocked out, you dumb bitch. I fucking said it and nobody's gonna stop me. I'm a Spanish girl and I'm not gonna take it anymore. Yeah, whatever. Let's see if I'm coming through. Hey, Andrew Z is in the house. The gold medal goes to my favorite Australian. That is Andrew, Zodiac 12. Here's a guy who can up and jump on a plane, end up over in the Thailand, getting a Thai hand job, is what I'm hearing. And he don't care. He'll be. I'm from Australia already. I'm already from a cool place. I'll go to an even cooler place to get laid and come back to my cool place. How fucking cool is that? You know, everybody says, "Oh, America's number one. America's the greatest." We don't have shit. I sit in a small town in a small house, and I don't fucking go anywhere. Andrew goes places. Andrew is the mover and the shaker. That's goddamn right. I am not. We're gonna do philosophy tonight. We're going to do it, yeah. I got auto leveling shit working here, so we'll see how that works out. Yeah, thanks for being first in the chat, Andrew. You do get the gold, silver, and bronze. Nobody's getting a medal tonight, only you. I don't care who comes in. Yeah, I changed the rules. Nobody told me I could not change the rules. Therefore, the rules are changed. And you get the gold, silver, bronze, semi-bronze, partially purple, and the reptile medal. Because I made them up. I can do that. That's my show. I did it. You got 6 medals, and I want to thank you for being a Thai OC, if I may, and I must. So I did. There it is. Philosophy is what we're going to talk about. I got to hear this shit real quick and make sure it's coming through. You guys wouldn't believe, you know, I like doing these shows less frequently. That doesn't sound too bad. I was reading online trying to figure out my software, because my software has approximately 47,000 settings, and I've only messed with like 30. So I was like, well, maybe I could get it to where if you do a show on Spreaker, some of you guys don't know this if you're listening on iHeart stuff, there's a waveform. You can look at it, and you can tell, which is nice too, because then you don't get surprises if you're actually looking at the waveform. Like if something's going to go quiet and then get loud, you can't get surprised by it. My waveform is never level, and I've tried so often to get it to level. The only time it would really work out level is when I was using the mobile app and couldn't use any extra software to enhance sound, or when I was just using the internet app, not third-party software. That would usually keep the sound pretty leveled. So I'm reading, and it's all about compressors and AGC auto leveling and automatic gain control and all that. I said, but I tried that, and the next thing you know, I'd be talking, and things would get real quiet, and then they would come back up like this, and then there'd be something really... So I've been working with that, trying to get it leveled out. Here's what we're doing tonight. We're doing an overview of philosophers and random shit. When I do these shows less frequently, all right, I just said, see, I caught it. You probably did. We'll talk a little bit tonight, if I remember, about what annoys us. Andrew, feel free to pour it out in the chat room. Tell me about things that people do in typical discussions or news interviews, things you typically watch, whatever that might be, or say that annoy you. Uses of the language. I realize it might be different in Australia, but I'll bet there's some commonalities between what annoys and what doesn't. Let's get into that. First of all, I'll give you guys a brief rundown of the philosophers we're going to talk about tonight. This is not a serious show. We're going to have fun with it, fuck around the whole time. But it is kind of, because I think the best people we've ever produced, the smartest humans, have been recognized for their thoughts throughout history. They rose to the top. It wasn't a grand conspiracy. They were just really bright. And people started looking at the message and saying, this is worth spreading to my neighbor. I got to let other people read this. Let me give him my seal of approval and pass it on to my neighbor in the next town, in the next fucking country, whenever this happens. I mean, now it's on the internet, it's everywhere. However, the population is booming so high, you're not going to have great names rise up too easily now. The population's just too thick. You're not going to have a Socrates pop up. It's just very difficult with all the people. You have a bunch of semi-Socrates popping up. It's like hive mentality now. We'll talk a little bit. We're not even talking about Socrates much tonight. We're going to talk about Descartes. We're going to talk a little bit about Nietzsche, and you can pronounce that however you want. And then we're going to talk about, from this kind of redneckish guy, the difference. Not really, it's not like a versus thing, but it is kind of a difference between Thomas Hobbes and John Locke, two philosophers compared. And this guy's pretty popular on YouTube. So, we're talking about, there'll be a 3-minute video on Descartes. There'll be a 6-minute video, which is audio, and on Nietzsche. And then there's going to be a 16-minute audio on Hobbes and Locke. And I'm going to interrupt all up in there, because you can go find this stuff anywhere. Why should I put it on my show? 1, it's important to me. 2, I think it should be important to you. But 3, what I can do is break it up for you and bring it into the modern world and tell you, A, how they might think if they were here today, B, how you can use their ancient or old, not ancient, thoughts to make sense of the world today, and C, to give you a life policy that you can live by. You need your own guidebook for your life. It's not going to look like anyone else's, but you might as well build it up in your head, if not write it out. And it's going to teach you how to deal with loss, how to deal with the way you think about government. Why do you think the way you think about government? Are you just a product of what your parents and schools told you to think? If so, isn't that narrow-minded? Are you just a Christian because your parents were? That's not a good reason. It's not a good reason to be Christian. It's respectful of your parents. I mean, but see, I wouldn't want my kid to be my religion just because I was. I'd try to talk him out of it. I'd say, no, because you don't know if I'm right, kid. You got to go learn and see what makes the most sense, and then pick that religion, and I will, or no religion, and I will support you in that. If you have to go to the church of the sagging left nut, which only meets on Thursdays at noon for some reason, then I will take you to that church every Thursday at noon, if that's what you want to support, if it makes sense to you. Don't push your shit on your kids. And if you yourself don't even know why you believe it, why do you believe it? Well, because my folks told me it was right. Your folks told you it was right. And they told you that when you pulled a tooth out of your head and put it under the pillow, somebody was coming to give you some money and snatch your tooth. Because they've got a serious shortage of teeth in the afterlife. Gotta have the teeth. Gotta have the teeth. They told you that a big fat man in a red suit was coming down a chimney that my ass wouldn't even fit down. Say nothing of a fat man in a red suit. And that would never get messed up, by the way, from flying fucking reindeer on the roof. But they told you that. Just said, okay, I'll believe that too. Now, I understand once you hit 4 or 5 years old, maybe 6 or 7, you can come to the realization and become normal. But you got to let the religion go too, unless you have reasons to continue believing. Now, I've never compared religion to the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus, and that may not be entirely fair, because you and I both know that religion has had its good effects on humans throughout history. It has also had its bad effects, and we could get into the numbers and severity of each. I'm not getting into that tonight. That's not what I'm doing tonight. But what I am saying is that you should only believe things that make sense to you, not because they were told to you as a truth without support. You should require support for everything, and Andrew's going to hit me with the broken record claim here, so I'm going to get away from that because I always say that, and I don't like to be repetitive. We will get into these philosophers. We're going to talk about it. What else did I want to talk about? The things that annoy us. Here's a couple things going on. Physicists, they think they're a little too smart, and maybe they are, folks, but I think we're all pretty dumb. It's just a matter of degree. We don't know a whole lot compared to what we'll know in even 3,000 years. We don't know shit. So to see somebody like an astrophysicist on a film during a documentary give the creepy smile, you know what the creepy smile is, right? It's when they're talking about something like subatomic particles and they smile, this big smile. Hold on. I'm a human. I've studied psychology. Excuse me, I have like a bird in my throat. And I know reasons that we smile. We smile when we want to flirt. We smile when there's a joke. Sometimes we smile because we're nervous. I get that. We smile when we want to make somebody feel at ease and happy because we're happy. But no human being is happy talking about the Big Bang. That's not a happiness-creating thing. So what the creepy smile is this new thing that people are doing where they're smiling the whole time they're talking. That takes and does for the word smile what Facebook did for the word friend. It's fucking it up. It's devaluing it right in front of our face. And I can't stand it. So I call it the creepy smile. I want it to stop. The next time you see somebody, and teachers love to do this shit too. It's a teacher thing for some reason. They're talking about how a colony of ants is at war. And the warrior ants are biting each other's legs off. And they've got this big smile on their face. Stop them. Say, excuse me, can I interrupt real quick? You're smiling right now. Could you tell me, I want to know what part of what you're talking about makes you smile. And see if they can define it. Or ask them why they do it. Because I want my smile back. Smiles are beautiful. I expect them to be used during events or words that a person would typically smile. I do not expect them to be faked. Now I know there's an old Asian proverb that says, man who not smile must not open shop. I agree. If you're selling, sure, you should probably be smiling. But not if you're talking about subatomic particles. Not if you're talking about somebody's ass exploding. I literally watched a war documentary. It was a photographer. He said the African kids' assholes were hanging out like those little slinky tubes that you used to have a hard time holding on to. He said they were dragging their assholes around with them. They were external. They were the new assholes. You can add them on. And the poor kids, and they had flies on them, and they're crawling around on their elbows. And And there wasn't even a war. The fuckers were just starving. And isn't that a shame? You know, and he's seeing this, and he said it changed him.